Evening, just a quick one on Count Dankula. His verdict was today, and the outcome was an £800 fine instead of jail time. So, sort of a decent outcome. But the fact is, this should never have went to court. He should never have been found guilty. It's taken 2 years of the man's life, undue stress, and all of that. And I see he's going to appeal the decision and take it to the High Courts, which I'm glad about. Hopefully, he takes it to the High Court and wins with ease and doesn't incur any financial cost. Needless to say, going down the legal route is going to cost a lot of money, and I believe there's going to be a GoFundMe effort from Count Dankula, maybe others, Tommy Robinson possibly might promote it for him. So I'm going to donate, don't know, maybe 50 quid or something. It's essentially towards fighting for free speech. I'll link a video of Count Dankula and Tommy Robinson speaking about the legal appeal that was filmed earlier today. But it's vital that it does go to a high court, and it's vital that he does win. And a successful outcome from my point of view would be him to receive significant compensation and damages for 2 years of undue stress. Obviously, the charge should be wiped out. His criminal record that has been gained from this bogus charge should obviously be wiped out, and he should be issued with, quite frankly, a massive apology. I'd see nothing less than that as a success, really. And then hopefully on the back of that, we'll see a repeal of these silly Orwellian and neo-Marxist laws that seem to be all the rage these days. And just the other day, there was another recent one. Some young girl from Liverpool was prosecuted, and I think she was fined as well and put on a tag or something, or she's under surveillance anyway, like a curfew. And she posted some rap lyrics on Instagram, some rapper I've never heard of, and someone found it grossly offensive and took it upon themselves to report this young girl. I think she's 18 or something. And anyway, black police officer, something Walker. Apparently it's Anthony Walker's sister. Anthony Walker was a black kid. I think he was a kid, if not a teen, who was murdered years ago in Liverpool. I think it was a racist attack. It was quite big news at the time in the tabloids, all over the TV, etc. Anyway, his sister's now a police officer, and she found the term nigger to be grossly offensive. So she was kind of key in getting this charge to be taken seriously and to stick. Because these hate crime and hate speech bits of legislation and law are neo-Marxist in intent and design, really. They put the victim, the identity of the victim at the height of the value judgment. So if a victim from a oppressed minority group, Muslims, blacks, women, Jews in the case of Dankula, is deemed to have been spoken about, or they've taken offence, or even offence taken on behalf of said group, then these hate crimes and hate laws are more likely to go through and prosecutions will happen. And this has been the case with this young girl, and it's obviously been the case with Count Dankula. And just another quick thing, the silence from the British comedians has been absolutely deafening. Baddiel has spoken on it, and Gervais has tweeted about it, The two of them briefly spoke about it on a podcast or something. This was some time ago prior to the initial conviction that Dankula got earlier in the year. But other than that, no one else has said a word about it. The Omid, I forget his name, the fat Iranian bald guy, he defended the prosecution on Twitter when people asked him about it. And the likes of Frankie Boyle, Frankie, I'm an edgelord, I'm offensive Boyle, hasn't said a fucking word about it. Like Scottish, the premier or one of the most well-known comics in Scotland, after Billy Connolly, is Frankie Boyle. And I know for a fact that Frankie Boyle is aware of this case and this precedent. And as far as I'm aware, he's not said a peep about it, which is absolutely disgraceful. But then again, it's no real surprise because anyone who's aware of Frankie Boyle, at least in a political sense, should know or would know that he's far left regressive. It sounds a bit weird saying that because his comedy and jokes are so edgy and offensive and non-PC in a way. But when it comes to his politics, he's ultra far left. He's like a Corbyn Labour guy, pretty much a socialist, bordering on communist, and he absolutely laps up and eats all the racial identitarian collectivism from the likes of the skeletal mixed race racist twat called Akala. There's a clip on one of his shows, an old one, and Akala's spouting off his anti-white racism and anti-white, anti-West and anti-British propaganda. And Frankie Boyle is just sucking his dick like a hapless lapdog. He's lapping up all the white guilt like a champ, like swallowing it without a problem. So Frankie Boyle is a far left regressive, essentially a pussy. So although he should have spoken about this, it's no surprise to me that he hasn't spoken about it. And people like Billy Connolly, well, he's in a different stratosphere, so I'd be pretty surprised if Billy Connolly has even heard about this event and incident with Count Dankula. But yeah, Frankie Boyle, what a disgrace.